Good day, adventurers. We are Imaginary Paradise, a D&D group here to share some good times and good stories among friends. It's nice to have you join our table. And now, welcome to the fantastical land of Azera. Thank you for joining us. I am your devious Dungeon Master Malloy, and I'm joined by my wonderful players, Andrew as Aegis Velmaris, Chris as Eldritch Thorn, and Sheldon as Moon and Nightbringer. Last time, our adventurers had accepted a mission from their local craft brewer and bar owner, Fizzlet. This brought the party to the great and magnificent Ebon Woods, where they managed to befriend and help out a group of raucous rodents reclaim their home back from an axebeak under the control of a leathery creature called a brain hood. After liberating the beast and its overlord from this world, they managed to find their quarry, an almost rock-like moss that only grew at the bottom of the tallest tree of the woods. After collecting this moss, exploring a bit, doing some painting, and possibly finding a future hideout for the group, they made their way back to the town of Dramine, where they were surprised to find that everyone had congregated in the same bar where we met the party, the Lavender Owl Bar. Now we resume where we left off with Taco's mom yelling at people. I told you, we're going back and we're getting my husband back. And upon entering, would you like to speak, Taco?
What do you mean?
Oh, thank God, you're okay as well. And she comes over, your mom comes over and hugs you immediately. And you see that normally she's sort of like an autumn Eladrin. And in this moment, you see as she is completely switched over to her summer form, as you would imagine, considering you only ever see her in the summer form when you've messed up real bad and someone needs to be yelled at. So, she looks a little heated at the moment, so to say. Her hair almost a like fiery red and almost flowing with some wind, no matter if the air is still or not.
She got the anime magic.
So, oh, absolutely. I'm so glad you're home. So, according to the guards here, while I was out on my hunt, because I was going to get some food for us to cook for a nice meal after your first little mission you had, apparently they took my husband, your dad, and she's just kind of like a wreck at the moment of like barely getting these thoughts out, but is just so happy upon seeing you.
Who took them?
You see as a very timid looking half orc named Timothy, as you know, as one of the two guards that keeps up. A group of fool orcs came in saying that they were looking for someone, and they took your dad, and I couldn't do anything. They killed the other guy, Gregory, and God, I just feel so bad. They took your dad. They took two others, one of which Fizzlet takes over this point. It's fine, Timothy. They took Stu, the town drunk.
Not Stu!
And they also took Martha. Right? How am I supposed to pay my bills without him pumping money into this place? And they also took Martha. She's a sweet older woman who does a lot of the gardening around here. But they took the three of them, and we're not sure why, but we know that they took them, and they took them to the haunted caverns that's in the middle of the lake. Not sure what they want there. Timothy pipes back up. Well, you see, that's what I happened over here. They said something about they're meeting somebody there, and they're going to be paid for these people. They said they were looking for elves specifically. And upon hearing that, you remember that all three of the people mentioned, two of which were half elves, and one of which, being your dad, is full elf.
Oh, okay. Did they have any symbols on them? Like, did they have anything to like make them look different? Maybe a tattoo?
Let's see if I'm gonna roll to see if he actually noticed or not, since he kind of
would have been scared as shit.
He was scared shitless, but he kept his eyes on it just out of or on them just because he's like, I need to figure out as much as possible. I gave him an advantage and he rolled a 4, so he doesn't remember shit. Other
What was
than
the
they
other
were
roll?
orcs. What other roll?
You said you gave him advantage?
Oh, the other one was a 3.
Alright, bet. Just
He
making
was
sure.
too busy crying and trying not to crap his pants.
Tim
upon
is
it.
a bad guard.
He's a bad guard.
Gregory
He
was
is.
the good one.
Fuck.
He was. He really was. And he just starts crying again.
About how long ago was this? Did this take place?
It's about like, because right now it's like late afternoon, not quite verging into evening yet, but probably like 3ish, 4. It happened this morning. I'm not. I don't really know why they wanted them, but they're gonna get paid supposedly. I don't know. And he's just like, because he's just trying to give you the little bit of information he overheard, and just
While
goes
he's
back to
telling us
crying.
all of this, I'm gonna take like our bundle of stuff and go give Fizz his shit.
Oh yeah, and Margaret.
And yeah, and is it Margaret or Henrietta?
Margaret.
Oh.
I think I have a Henrietta. I might have. I don't know. Cool name though.
Yeah, so I take that stuff, so I give him his stuff, and then I give her the nightshade and lavender and all that.
Oh, thank you. You guys are a great help, and I might have something for you, but I have to go back to my house for a minute, and I'll bring it back after we finish up.
Real quick, I have these samples. So, what's been going on in the woods? We found a axe beak, but it had a brain hood attached to it. I have some samples of the brain hood. I've only seen them slightly in books.
I have a drawing.
Yeah. I
And
hand her the
Martha-
samples.
Yeah, I was like Martha would be the one, and not Martha. Martha's the one who got taken.
Margaret.
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 Yeah.
I don't remember my own
Yeah,
NPCs.
I wrote it down. It's Margaret.
I did too.
Margaret looks at it and she's just like, the drawing definitely helps a lot. To be honest, I haven't seen many of these around since the wars. Some more nefarious individuals, they tend to use these to try and stir up trouble, but I'm not really sure what it was doing in that forest. Normally they try to send these and stick them on people closer to towns more than just in a random forest, so I'm not sure, but these samples you got for me, I might be able to make something out of them. I'll need some time though.
Okay. And I hand her all the samples.
Yeah, and she
Which
she
is
will
3
collect them.
vials, I believe.
Yeah, and she sort of pockets them, puts them in her little like alchemist satchel. And Fizzlet, when you gave him, upon giving him the wine, well, thank you there, kids. I think this is the least I could do. And he gives everyone like free drinks real quick. Water for who would want that, and ale and whatnot for who would want that. Yeah, I knew which one. At least 2 of you probably want it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going water because I'm about to run out of this bar and start heading to the.
You
Where
said that
was
one
it?
of them's an alchemist?
Yeah,
That was Margaret, yeah.
Alright. I pull out a I'll say like a quarter size of one of those crystals we found. And I'm just gonna see that be like, I might be out of my depth, but are you able to use this for anything? Is this of magical origin? Could you tell us anything about this?
Do you hand it to her?
Yeah, it's
Alright.
yeah.
Let me roll. See if she can. Oh, that's not actually bad. These crystals are very rare. Where did you find these?
That is a trade secret.
And she just blinks a couple times when you say that, and it's just like, fair enough. But these are very rare. I'm going to have to go through some of my notes back to see exactly what can be made with these, but they definitely are powerful. These are mana crystals of sorts, like sort of inherent magic to the earth. they can be used as spell focuses and sometimes in helping make better versions of weaker potions as well. It's that is a really rare find.
Well, when you are aware of what you can make with them, let me know because I can get you more, and we might be able to work out some sort of deal because I have a few.
She just, upon you saying more, she just like her eyes get wide, and because like she has a rough idea of what they are, but not 100% at the moment. But she's just like,
Um,
definitely keep that on the down low.
Can I
As
roll
as the
Arcana
kids
on
would
this?
say. Oh sure.
Yeah, because I don't
Let me
think
know
I
if you
rolled on
beat
it
a
before.
22.
Okay, for Arcana, I have +6.
get it.
It's possible.
I did not.
God damn.
I got a 13.
Plus
Basically
6?
it, right? No, I think the 13 was after the
Oh.
6.
Oh yeah. I got a 7.
I know how he rolls. But you know that they're crystals, probably.
Yeah.
Might be salt, not sure. Fizzlet, he, like you said, he gives you drinks and a little bit of gold. He gives basically each of you guys 10 gold pieces. So I have a couple things I've got to say. When they were taking the people, well, first they spent a good couple hours freeloading here and taking some of my drinks. I assumed they would pay, but apparently I was wrong. But I did overhear them talking about some fella with, like, a weird face. They saw their own faces in it. Something weird, but they call him the Bossman, and they said that they're going to meet him at the island. Now, we don't have many fast boats or anything, but I tried. This is embarrassing. I tried to convince them to take me instead of your father. But they were very intent on him, and I couldn't figure out why. Think it might have to do with something about them being elves? But either way, I'm worried for whatever they've got planned for them. And I have something that might help you guys out. And you see as he like punches a like a little bit of one of his bookshelves down below, like does like a secret little knock on it, and it like goes down, and he just pulls out like an origami piece of paper. This is a boat.
Huh.
It looks like a piece of paper as far as you can tell.
I was going to say that's paper.
That is a boat, but that is a piece of paper. That's
It's
paper.
a piece of paper, but unfold it out there on the water, and this will get you there fairly quickly. And you see upon hearing that, Marina, your mom, goes, "Why the fuck are you just now telling us that we can get there to that fucking island?" And then you see he just cowers back down, "Because I was afraid of that." And she will immediately, if none of you have grabbed the paper, she will immediately take it from him. "We're going."
Oh yeah. Well, of course.
Which surprises you initially, because your mom she's a hunter here and there, but she tends to be sort of, quiet, more to the house, and just trying to like she's more calm most of the time. You have not seen her this revved up for a while of anything, which you would imagine,
Yeah.
given the situation. Sorry, I know I should be a little bit nicer. Thank you, Fizzlet. I know you tried. I'm very worried. Oh, it's quite all right, miss. I definitely understand what you're going through.
Do I happen to recognize that like title of the boss man or anything?
You're not. Roll a history check. Why not? I'll give you a shot.
History. Oh my god. Where is it?
All of us?
Oh, why not?
Ah, there we go. I got a 21. 17 on the dice, +4.
I got a nat 20.
Well, goddamn.
15.
Good roll.
See, this is actually very apt that you would recognize this, Chris, given your history with someone who used that monomer.
Oh god.
When dealing with orc tribes, they tend to just refer to their leader as a chieftain, but you know that the man who led your division and the experiments on them tended to use that title when dealing with people he deemed lesser than himself.
Oh god.
So you get a shiver down your spine that probably makes the furrier sides of your body, wherever that would be, like whether it's at your ears or like your sideburns, probably just like go on edge for a second, because you, upon hearing it, remember that silver mask that he wore. And then upon hearing that, you remember that the orcs said that they saw their own faces in the mask that he wore, and that is probably the one and the same person. The other two of you, it doesn't ring too much of a bell, but you've heard like occasional people refer to like a criminal leader that goes by that alias, but it also could be a common alias used by many different people. So you're less sure about the specifics of it. But you do know that it's some bad guy.
It's a villain.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And Fizzlet will look at you guys. Do you need anything else from me before you head out? As he just kind of looks sort of worried and apprehensive towards you guys.
Roughly, how many were there? Did anybody like get a count of
I
how
think he
many
said
people
4.
came to the town?
I think
It
he
was
said
4.
4.
And Timothy
4.
just speaks up again and just goes, there was 4 of them. You guys be careful.
Do we have any reason to believe there's more though at the island?
Of course.
Like, I was just wondering.
Based on what you guys heard, it doesn't seem like it was a much bigger group, because if
Okay.
it was a bigger group, they probably
They
would
would
have
have
just
been there.
Yeah, they would have
Ransacked the
raided and
village.
ransacked the town, presumably.
Okay, so okay. That's what I was wondering. Like,
I
was
mean,
it just like a
4
small
orcs is
group,
no joke.
big group?
Yeah, it seems like these were like a small, like maybe a mercenary group or just some like bandit orc group that like just happened to get a job of some kind. You're not super sure, but they, based on the description that was given of them, they don't seem like any sort of big time tribe or anything like that.
Okay.
Because there are a few like tribes that you're aware of throughout the mountains and whatnot, but generally this far away from them, it's just kind of ragtag groups here and there. She heads back to her abode for a quick minute and packs up a couple things.
Oh, is she coming?
No, she's grabbing a couple things for you guys. I know you have a boat, but just in case one of you guys falls off, here's a potion of water breathing. I only have one at the moment, but it might come in some help. And just in case, take another couple of these. Don't worry about how much they cost or anything. And she hands you guys 2 more potions of healing.
Each or just 2?
Just 2 in general.
Okay.
All right. So who wants to hold them?
How many do we each have?
I have 1 currently. Yeah.
We each have 1 right now.
Oh, we each have 1? Okay. Honestly, you 2 take them.
No, I'm gonna be out of these for a while, but I have a feeling this might be the time to use them.
Yeah, I'll take 1. Yeah, so I can get 2 people. But yeah.
All right. Then I will hold the other.
Yeah, and your mom just goes, "Thank you, Margaret. I really appreciate it. I need to stop by our house real quick, and then we're gonna head on out and try and get them back. All of them." And she starts heading to your house.
Okay. Timothy, would you like to redeem yourself? Would you like to come with us to avenge your fellow guard?
He is currently shaking a little bit. Say roll a persuasion check.
All right.
Either persuasion or actually, I think that would be the right one. Persuasion.
You know, I got a 20. I got an 18 plus 2.
Got a dirty 20. So the call.
Yeah. Oh, filthy.
You see, as he Fizzlet, I need some courage. Oh, I got you there, son. And he passes down a shot of some dark liquor of some sort, and Timothy just knocks it back.
Oh, God.
I think I can do it. I think.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
Thank you, Aegis.
Glad someone does. You couldn't remember if they had sigils or not.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's a good guy.
I tried. I
Also,
tried.
do we
tried.
want your mother to come with us, or do we just want?
I don't think us choosing for her to come with us is a choice. I think
You
she's coming.
upon
when we
hearing that, you realize that he is correct. She just looks. It's not your choice if I'm coming or not. It's my choice if you're coming or not.
Fair.
And she heads back to the to her house real quick. So there's a couple things we may not have told you, Aegis, and I was hoping that you'd be older by the time you'd found out. But
You're adopted.
not far off, but not quite. Your father was adopted a long time ago by by a royal asshole of a man. He has to call his father in the Feywild. We may or may not be royalty to some level, and your magic's not the only reason we left the other country. We've had to run every now and again because people are always after a prince of the Feywilds. So, yeah. And upon hearing, upon like that last sigh, she, you notice it because she was going through a bunch of like books on the bookshelf. She finally pulls one. Here we go, and you see as it doesn't come out of the bookshelf, but just comes down as a lever. And you see a couple walls in your house just straight Scooby-Doo flip to the opposite side. And there's nothing but decked out weapons and armor across like the entire set of the walls that flip.
Wait, so
I'm gonna gear up. Any of you need anything?
So my dad's a prince?
Of sorts. Yes. Not the first in line, but if he could be the first in line, it really depends on how bad things are still are over there.
Well, what's been happening?
This is why I wanted to wait till you were older. But so much for that. There's a war. A one happening in the Fey realm between the fairies, the undead, and unfortunately some fairies who have decided to side with the undead for hopes of survival, as they seem to think that the fight is hopeless at this point. Your grandfather is one of the last bastions of this kingdom of the elves still living in the Feywild. We didn't really approve of a lot of things that were done there by his father, and we were tired of being not quite hunted, but tired of the court procedures and all of those things. We wanted to find a new life and raise you where you could be who you wanted to be, and not who they want you to be. So we moved to Thedium, and then they got zealous, and some of the people from the Fey realm tracked us down and sort of outed you as a magic user, and to an extent me as well. You see as she grabs a bow off the wall, she then grabs no quiver to go with. This bow here, I don't need an arrow. Ever.
Whoa.
They're mine. And she also collects four bracers. She puts one on and she hands 3 to the 3 of you. Sorry, Timothy, but I only have 4 of them. It's quite all right. I'm not much for armors and whatnot. But you see that these bracers have this sort of golden leaf design that seems to undulate and move as you perceive it. And they all sort of move in a unison thing. Like sort of a unison pattern. You guys should probably put these on. They'll be a little bit more for armor, but they're good for keeping in contact as well. In case we get separated or anything, they'll be nice. They do grant +1 to your armor class, even if you cannot wear armor. And even
Okay.
if you do wear armor.
Okay.
Is there a specific name to them, or is it just a bracer?
An elven bracer is what you can
Okay.
place it as. The thing is, there's another fun part about these. You can speak to one another through them, whether it be directly in their head or visually using the fabric on there. You can kind of trace designs on it and send the message that way, for instance. If you need to like describe what something looks like and whatnot. Small communication device of sorts.
I hit it. Test, 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 test.
Everyone hears it in a very high level of volume.
Test. Does anybody hear this?
I think we all hear it.
Oh, okay.
Very so. I forgot these things are temperamental sometimes. And she just kind of, after about an hour with them, like she would describe that after like an hour of wearing them, they sort of, the volumes and everything settle out so it's less weird.
Okay. Not really good for stealth missions, I'll tell you that.
Yes, they are very good for stealth missions. We
As long
used
as
to
we don't
have
talk.
2 more people with us, but we haven't seen them in a long time. They retired. But if you guys need any armor, I have some for you as well. Looking at you, Moonin,
Oh,
I have a more quiet version of what you're wearing, I believe. It's not mithril, unfortunately, nothing like that. We didn't get to take the good stuff with us when we left the Fey realms. Not that they had much mithril to begin with. But it's very well elven made, and you'll be a little bit stealthier with it. It's basically the same armor you have, but no disadvantage on stealth checks.
hey, all right, I'm about that.
Yeah. I just see like the chain links are like significantly smaller in them and of like some sort of lighter metal, and you're not sure what it is.
I got you.
Yeah.
She'd give like a slight bow and be like, I appreciate that. I'll accept your offer. And she'll go over and kind of take it and start changing out her armor set. Takes a bit.
I walk over to a metal plate. I attempt to pick it up and like put it on, and I absolutely like break my arm.
Yeah, just stick with the bracers on. I don't think any of these would fit you anyway.
Well, I mean they look cool though.
They do, but you
Oh,
gotta train
okay.
you.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
Is this a normal set of chainmail? Like elven normal set of chainmail?
Yeah, it's non-magical.
Could I potentially take this and have it altered and wear it at that time?
I don't see why not.
Wonderful, and I will shove that armor into my bag.
She just
Because I
kind of
have.
looks at you and it was just like,
She gives a slight point back to her wings.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Forgot about that.
I have to get everything custom done. So
Makes sense.
You could just rip a hole on it, you know.
No, I got a hammer here. You know, I might be able to hammer
just
it
start.
out.
Yeah.
Just let me see it real quick.
I mean, if you guys do want to try and alter it real quick, I'm pretty sure we could figure that out.
You know, like
Do you have a blacksmith in town?
We do actually.
that would take a while though. I think we do have to go, right? How long do we think this would take?
The armor alteration?
Yeah, just the alteration. Because it's already made, it just has to be altered.
Half a day, maybe less.
With the help of like all of you here in doing so, it probably would only take about an hour, given that you have enough people and you would be able to size it. And I know that you have some magic and whatnot to help as well, of whether the heating or something akin to that, you'd be able to assist with it. So I think if you get the blacksmith, you'd be able to probably alter it within an hour.
I think we should still go.
We can do that another time.
My dad has been kidnapped, so
Yes, yes,
or
he
or
has.
adult napped. I don't know.
Prince napped.
Prince
I don't know.
napped. We gotta go though.
Elven napped? What do you mean?
Don't know if they know he's a prince or not. Because I know some people just hunt down elves, but I'm more concerned if the person they work for might have known.
He knows.
Say that with some confidence. What do you mean?
Just I have some history with that man.
You know who
Yes.
we're going to see? And you see as her hair starts moving a bit more again.
Oh God.
Full Medusa.
Tell me what you know so we can prepare and so I don't flip my shit.
All right, but let's as they're talking, we're heading.
Yeah.
We're
Okay,
walking.
cool. Yeah, as we talk. Yep.
Yeah, walking and talking.
Okay. Well, pretty much. Do I have to give my whole story? I mean,
You say as much or as little as you
okay.
want about in context of who this man is.
The man, the boss man, because that's what they call him, right? Yeah, the boss man. The boss man is a sorcerer that wears a silver mask, and he is known to do very evil deeds, and he was a great, powerful enemy during the Great War.
I've heard rumors of the silver-faced man before. If he's as strong as they say, it's a good thing we have who we have with us. Also including Timothy in this. Who, upon hearing about that, is just like, oh, it's even more dangerous?
Some of you may die, but that is a set. No, that is a set.
That I'm willing to make.
But yeah, that's
But you guys sort of approach down to the lakeside. You guys know that this is Starry Tier Lake. You know that it's either a meteorite or something landed here long ago, and that's what has made the island in the middle of it is
that's pretty cool.
partially meteorite and partially like where the volcanic activity of the impact also created more land, and it's just the rest of the surrounding area is filled with water since.
Are we about here on the map then?
Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Let me. Yeah, that's where
Okay.
you're going. Is in that spot.
Gotcha.
And you said it's called Starry Clear Lake?
Starry Tier.
Starry Tier, okay.
Yeah, Tear. And as you guys get to the beach side, your mom pulls out the piece of paper again. I hope that gnome's right about this, because I don't know what the fuck this is. Do I just get it wet? Do I unfold it? She just starts like playing around with it and starts unfolding it. And at the first unfold of it, it starts just unfolding itself and like becomes heavy and comes out of her hand right into the water. And you see as it just unfolds piece by piece for about like a minute until it takes the shape of probably a boat big enough to not house, but like move 10 people across from here to there. And it's completely white and still looks like it's made out of folded paper. But you're genuinely not sure how it got this friggin' big.
They say gnomes are crafty, but this is crazy.
That one's an interesting one, but he's one of the reasons a lot of people stay around here.
He's always been good to me.
He's been good to most people. Probably because, well, you may not know this about the town, but his father, a few hundred years ago, actually founded the town. He set up those mines that we're going to, but too many things started happening and they had to close it down, and many people left the town. But Fizzlet remained. So did his father, and they've slowly but surely taken care of the town since then. Really, it really depends Some people look down on him because they think he comes from the same line and same idea of just trying to get all of the stuff out of there without caring about people. But then there's the rest of us who've met Fizzlet and know him. He's a good guy through and through.
Yes.
How long do gnomes live for?
A few hundred years normally, unless they die from
Wow.
some accident.
That's crazy.
Or murder.
Yeah, or murder. Yeah, like I think it's somewhere like around anywhere from like an average of like 350 years to like 500.
Damn.
Like they're fairly older lived races.
Yeah, so I'll definitely just hop on the boat.
Well, everybody on, even you, Timothy. Okay, miss.
Roughly how long do we think it's gonna take for us
Are we
to
gonna
get there?
paddle with our hands or?
What do you mean? We have a paper propeller.
Yeah, paper.
You see that it also did unfold a paper propeller.
Yeah.
So it is a paper speedboat now.
Yeah.
I mean, it totally was always a paper speedboat.
Definitely not gonna notice us coming now. Cool. Okay.
No, we stealth. We put some leaves on it. They won't notice the paper now. It's not noticeable. It's probably pretty quiet. It's made out of paper. It probably glides across the water, right?
You see that it does move fairly quickly. You could probably cross a majority of this lake within like 30 to 45 minutes.
Big lake.
It is a pretty big lake. Presumably, actually, roll a history check.
Ooh.
All of you.
Oh, yeah.
About this lake.
That's a 13 for me.
My
9 on the die.
Another nat 20. Give me
Jesus
the info.
Christ.
I'm not gonna do this in anything else. This is probably my
He's
my
cheating,
highest
guys.
point.
He's cheating.
I don't know shit about this lake.
So you heard stories and tales of a long time ago, like in ages at least, like probably close to at least 1,000, if not 2,000 years ago. A mage who lived back then was trying to end life basically on the entire continent, if not the entire world, depending on which scholar you're talking to about it or which book you read. But one of the many moons above, was being pulled towards the actual terrestrial part of the planet, and some ancient warriors from the Knights of the Silver Order had to expend almost all of their abilities, life force, and everything to try and save the people of this continent. And one of the knights of the Silver Order managed to strike the incoming moon with enough force to destroy most of it, but not enough to save everyone around. And one of the pieces that fell and still impacted the planet side ended up being here and created the Starry Tear Lake. The main island there in the middle is the biggest chunk that landed, but there's a few other chunks here and there. And with that nat 20, you think that actually might be one of the reasons why those crystals grew underground as well. It might have originally come from a meteorite. And that might be why those crystals are so rare.
What is it with sorcerers and mages wanting to end the world every time?
So could potentially the water that was in the cavern be linked to this lake?
It is possible.
Okay.
That would be a very, very large area to cross. It's not that large since you guys actually traveled like a couple days by foot. That's actually not super duper long.
The rivers
But-
link a long way.
Yeah,
Yep, they do.
but it would definitely have to be some sort of underground, as you know, given the grotto you found.
Yeah.
But a very long underground river. As you guys start approaching, you notice that the clouds are getting darker and darker as you approach the center island. I'm just gonna turn my fan on real quick because it is getting hot.
Just suppress it.
Oh.
Just resist.
Suppress the heat. Yeah, it's been cold in Texas recently.
Oh, definitely, man. 97 degrees right now without humidity. I'm not
I
including
mean, that's
that.
pretty cool for y'all recently, isn't it? Hasn't it been like what, like 115?
Hang on, I'll tell you the exact.
Did y'all see July 4th was the hottest day of the year though?
93 degrees out there, but
I
it feels
mean,
like
ever.
it's a
July 4th was the hottest day ever
it's
recorded.
supposed to rain at 6 and 7 and then go back to being sunny. Okay, cool.
That's about right.
Alright,
All of
so
those things sound about right.
It was like the average temperature that day was like 69 degrees or something like that.
we have 50% humidity. I believe it.
It was hot. It was hot that day though, to be fair.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
hot. But yeah, as we approach the islands.
You guys get to the island, or get a little bit closer, and the clouds start rolling in a bit more. Your mom just looks up of this. This ain't right, but we can do this. And you see, as she's saying that, you get a sense of she's saying that to build confidence both in herself, but also with you guys.
So would I know what my mom is, like class wise? Like what does she do?
You've never seen this side of her.
Okay, so I've never seen her
But
fight. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
You do know that she would go out hunting a lot. That's kind of a lot of what she would do when she's not taking care of house stuff.
Okay.
Or taking care of the parts of the house that she takes care of, because your dad does actually help out as well. She does a lot of hunting, so you would guess if there's any sort of class estimation, it would probably be a ranger, maybe a rogue.
Okay, because I was just wondering, so I just had
Yeah.
no idea.
But yeah, you know she likes being out in nature as well, so it makes some sense.
Okay.
But she grabbed herself, like I said earlier, a bow to go with, so that's what she uses as her main weapon. Well, the ship sort of like hits the sandbar, and it starts. You'd have to like bring it up on land at this point. You guys have to hop out.
How big is this like little island in the center?
The island itself is probably the parts above ground and whatnot, like actual like seeable land, is probably about a couple acres. It's not huge, but it's definitely got a significant amount of land to it.
So they know we're here.
Is there
it's-
like is it pretty sparse, or are there trees and such? Or
There's a bunch of trees still here, but you also know that it's sort of like sloped up like a hill until you see like what is like a small peak of sorts that you can tell is like the entrance of like the abandoned mines. You know that they sort of go down, and that they might even actually reach underneath the lake itself. You're less sure, but you know that they wind below.
gotcha. Okay.
What time of day is it right now? What are we talking about? Like
At this
evening?
point, it's probably about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. It's not nighttime yet, but it is definitely approaching it. As because of the cloud cover, it's definitely making it a bit darker than it normally would be in this moment. But it's still, you still got some time. You still got some time. And you guys see at the top of the sort of hill and path leading up the hill to the mines, you see one of the orcs standing at the entrance. And the first person who noticed was Timothy, and he just kind of like pokes you guys on the shoulder and be like, that's one of them. And I think I should have a talk with him.
And by talk, you mean
You see that he pulls out his axe and puts
I
it
like
in one
this talk.
hand.
Yeah.
I do want to have words, but I'm not going to let them walk all over me like last time.
Okay.
And you see as he starts heading up there.
What
Oh, God,
size?
wait.
What size is Timothy?
Yeah.
How tall are you guys?
Fuck. These are questions.
These are questions. I am
I'm
I
five.
if I could
something.
I'm
5'9",
five-
I think.
Or 5'3"? 5'3" or 5'2", one of
I'm
the two.
6'3". That's where I'm at. I'm pretty tall.
You're a tall boy.
I'm 5'8". Yeah, 5'8".
He's a little bit taller. He's probably about 3 to 4 inches taller than Andrew's character, but smaller than Chris's character.
What
Yeah.
is he? Is he human? Is he
He is half
Half orc.
orcish.
half orcish? Gotcha.
Yeah, he's sort of got like sort of a mint green coloration to his skin.
About how far is it from where we are to this orc?
I assume you mean not Timothy.
No, no, from like us to the one that.
Yeah. Probably about 100 feet.
Okay.
At this point, because it's like heading up.
Should we like shoot him from
So
this
stealth
distance?
and get behind and snap his neck. I don't know. Just
Would you like to
Can,
stealth?
he,
You
can he
can.
see us?
yeah, can you see us?
Currently, that orc is not actually looking in this direction, as far as you can tell, and you do not believe you've been noticed.
I'd like
Timothy,
to
do you want help
stealth.
getting him?
I think I got it.
Well, I want
think
to
I
roll a
got it.
stealth just in
As
case.
long as I know you guys are there to support me, I think I got it.
So like right as he notices him, I want to cast Firebolt. Like right as I tell the orc standing guard sees him, I would just want to use Firebolt.
As soon as he sees Timothy, just firebolt.
Fucking bolts.
So you're gonna get in between his fight and Timothy's fight. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Well,
think Timothy would be
Said,
okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Timothy, are you sure you don't want a hand?
I mean, if you want to come with me, I'm not gonna tell you no.
I will assist you. I open my wings, I pick up Timothy, and I like fly him over there and like drop him on the.
Oh shit!
Well, I got an 11 on stealth, which I assume is gonna do nothing. But
You'd be surprised. This orc's passive perception is not good. His active one was even worse.
Right as he gets dropped, I use the Firebolt.
Alright, I guess, both of you roll attacks.
Am I rolling attack?
You do your, yeah. I will allow you to roll an attack to see either an attack or like an athletics check to be like how well you drop this orc dive bomb on a motherfucker.
Okay.
Hey, Blaze, I need some assistance here. As yeah. Okay,
Right.
hold
Here, and Blaze will give you the help action.
Okay, so 14 on the dice, which I have +6 to hit, so 20 to hit.
So fucking lootly.
Okay, damage is 4.
All right. So what would I be rolling for this for like an attack?
an athletics.
So you can either roll an athletics check to how far you want to dive bomb if you want him to make the attack, or you can make like the attack with your sword basically as him as the weapon. I'm leaving it up to you on that because it's really interesting and I like it.
We're gonna leave this up to Timothy. Let's see how he does.
Alrighty. You see as he just has it just starts screaming on the way down. You're not sure if it's fear.
A 15 for athletics.
Oh yeah, that is a pronto amount of shot. I'll give him it. Ooh, So you see as the firebolt hits into him, he just screams in pain, like, "Who's there? What the fuck was that?" And then not even like a second after him saying that, you see as Timothy just drops on him and just splits the orc completely down the middle, and he is toast.
There
I got it!
you go!
Good job, Timothy.
That's what we call redemption.
We knew you could do something.
I did too! I did too. I'm lying. I did not. I did not think I had that.
It was all you. It was all you.
And you see is like he is just like coming down from like a huge adrenaline rush. This was... I think I can be a better guard now.
Mechanically, 3 level ups.
Sorry, friend. Mechanically
Of
takes
confidence.
level barbarian.
But yeah, I guess.
But definitely 3 levels of fucking confidence. That's for fucking sure.
But you said he basically lands here at the top of like this path leading down or whatever.
Yeah, you basically you dropped him right at the entrance of the mine because the orc was standing guard like right at where like you would see into an entrance of a cave where it goes dark. So he was just kind of standing right there outside, just kind of wandering around, looking around and whatnot, and did not notice any of you guys approach. Yeah, because he rolled horribly.
As I'm like walking towards the entrance, I just say to Blaze, we gotta be cautious this time. We can't just run in here and be stupid.
As if they didn't hear the fireball or anything.
Because they might have traps.
They very well could.
Hope my bird didn't say that.
No, that would be your mom. Your bird just starts speaking. No, because you hear them occasionally in like your
Yeah.
head, but no one
Yeah.
else hears them normally.
Yeah.
Aside from probably druids. But you guys, your mom looks at you guys. All right, so here's the plan. Timothy, you don't like the dark. I know this. Do you want to stand guard or do you want to come inside? I will let you have the option now because once we're inside, you are not running away from us. You see as he just looks, he just kind of shakily. I think I can do it. I think I can do it, miss. All right then. We have a bigger group to go in here than I initially planned, says both me and your mom. And if you guys would like, you can start heading into the cave.
As we enter, I'd probably like to crouch down a little bit and stealth as we're going into the cave. Probably.
I'd say probably everyone go ahead and roll stealth if you like, because it might be the best idea.
Oh my goodness gracious!
And I believe you can't get advantage on stealth.
I got
rolls.
a 7. I got a 7. I ain't doing good.
I got a 12. We're
Where
not
are
a
the net
very
20s?
We're
Where
not
are
a
the
very
net
stealthy
20s?
group. That's for sure.
I am, but I rolled like garbage, so 8 total.
7, 8, 12.
So you guys, second question: who here has dark vision?
Like
Hey,
all of
what's
us, right?
up?
I actually do.
Okay,
all
so
of
the whole
us.
group has dark vision. Actually, bad.
Yeah, we don't have any lizard folk.
Yeah, we don't have any lizard folk.
Yeah, so-
Anyway, moving on.
You guys all manage to kick rocks as you're trying to stealth, so you guys make a whole bunch of noise upon entering.
I mean, they also probably heard Timothy split the orc in half.
Yeah, might have been heard.
The explosion of a fireball. Yeah.
The explosion of an orc.
Yeah.
Once you head in, you see that the cave, the walls are still they still have the scaffolding of the reminder of that these used to be mines a long time ago. So you still have some wood barricades, not barricades, but like wood framing for the tunnel, and a lot of the walls are almost at this point seem almost smoothed down after years of presumed jagged work on it. The path that you see before you is of the same sort of gray stone that the walls are made of, but it starts changing to an even darker color a little bit further down. And the path winds circularly down as opposed to just being like a straight line down, given that it's, if you went straight, you'd end up in the water. That probably wouldn't be too good for most of the mine, I'll be honest with you. So you guys see that it keeps spiraling down for probably another 30 minutes of walking, especially with you guys attempting to be in a stealthy positioning. And occasionally you hear, just a little bit of either groaning sound or moaning sound, and even sometimes a little bit of a almost childlike laughter.
Oh no.
Which reminds you that these caves were shut down for a reason. And a lot of the reasons some of the reasons were cave-ins, and some of the reasons were people hearing stuff that others did not hear. And those people always ended up traveling further to find out and never to be seen again. Sometimes, as soon as they went down a path, the path behind them would cave in or fall to bits, and they could not be reached afterwards. But you guys wind down for probably about 30 to 45 minutes before the area opens up to a wide sort of circular room where you see a bunch of mine carts in 3 different directions.
Am I the only one? This is creepy as shit, right? This can't possibly be good, right? I mean, I've read a lot of books, but none of them have good endings with this.
Just grab Aegis' shoulder and reassure him that it'll be okay.
Hopefully. Well,
How-
I'm not gonna leave. It's just this is bad. Like this is bad. I'm not gonna lie here. This is bad. That's all I'm saying.
How big is this mine, like, shaft area?
The one that you're in right now, like the path down was probably about like a 20-foot by 20-foot sort of thing going on, or probably like 20-foot wide by about 10-foot high. So it was like just enough for people to get in and out, and not too much more. But this spot that you've gotten to is like probably about 50-foot left and right, and then also probably about 20-foot tall. So you would assume that you might be either getting very close to the lake floor or you are below the lake at this point.
Got you.
Yeah. Your mom kind of just looks at you and goes, I have to agree with you. This seems bad.
Yeah,
And it's getting more worried the longer we're here.
Perceptions?
Yeah, feel free to roll a perception
Or roll a
check.
perception.
Because I'm also kind of worried as to we only found that one orc. And
Oh,
he-
net 20! Go.
I got a
you
16.
got one or you want one?
No, I got one.
Another
Oh my
one?
god!
Jesus
3?
I'm throwing them in
Get
there.
it, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm not gonna do this for combat though. I'm probably gonna get it like once, but it's okay.
So I'm just gonna get all the ones. Like, there it is. That's where I was missing.
Yeah, there we go.
But what did everyone get besides the nat 20? I completely forgot as soon as I heard it.
I got 16.
All right. And what did you get, Sheldon?
Give me 1 second. I just rolled it.
Oh, you're bad. You're good.
12.
Say my bad. 12. With a 12, you just hear a little bit of like movement, maybe a rock falling and a little bit of water dripping.
That's fine, because she would be currently, like, decompressing after having to walk through that small ass area.
Yeah. I was like, it was like just enough for your wings to be out, and that was about it.
Well, like, she usually keeps them folded behind her, but she's claustrophobic, so, like, that entire stretch area
Yeah.
she was not okay with. So right now, she's not paying attention.
So,
She's just kind of, yeah, she's just catching her breath and trying not to, like, draw attention to the fact she's not okay.
you and Timothy just holding hands for
Oh,
know,
no,
to
fuck
keep each
Timothy.
other-
Fuck
No,
Timothy.
no,
No.
just I need my my
If you do not
per-
stop touching me, I swear I will bleed you dry.
Jesus.
he just looks at you after you say that, and just you notice that there's just a wet spot on his pants now.
I'm sorry, Timothy. Here, and I offer him rations.
Thank you, and he just stress eats a ration in like
Oh
one
my
bite.
God.
I think I needed that. You and with the nat 20, Chris, or no, I'll do Taco first. You with the, I think as you said 16. Yeah. You happen to hear a little bit of laughter coming from the
God.
left path, or sorry, the middle path. And Chris, you happen to smell blood coming from the right path and the middle path.
I guess it's probably good that I didn't.
I smell blood.
So I probably ran.
I think we should go left. Because the middle path and the right are blood, right? You said?
Blood from both of those. And then, because like you heard everything else that everyone also heard, so like I think, yeah.
I think we should go left.
Why?
I smell blood in the middle and right, and you heard left, and we heard laughter. So
Well, I think that's where we should go, where the blood's at.
Uh,
That's why we're here.
Which path looks the biggest?
They look about the same. You think the path on the right looks a little bit bigger, but it's probably about a total of 5 foot bigger than the other paths.
She'll take it. I say we should go right.
I am going right because that is what we're here for. Let's go.
All right.
all right, I guess
She'd
it's
start heading
on the
that way.
road. I guess killing whatever is killing all the miners is more important than saving your dad. Cool.
Well, there's
let's
no
go.
miners in here anymore.
Oh no,
It's
Yeah,
been
they're all dead.
abandoned.
because something killed them.
No.
It's been
just
abandoned for probably 100 years or more.
Yeah.
Hey, you're worrying, and that's important. You go down this path for a little bit. The rock sort of slopes down a little bit more at the path, but it's no longer spiraling. And you happen to come across another room. This one about the same sort of size, and all of you sort of get a little bit more smell of blood in the air as in the center of the room you see another one of the orcs, but this one is missing like it looks like it was chunks were bitten out of it or slashed off of it.
Oh god.
And then you also see 4 more paths in front of you. One to the left, one to the right, 2 in front of you, one of which sloping slightly down and one of which sloping slightly upwards. You can roll perception or survival checks again if you would like for
Okay.
any information on those paths. Or if you want to inspect anything else in the room, you may. Because there are some mine carts around, some rubble and debris, and also, an orc corpse that's fairly fresh.
Yeah, let me look at this orc. Yeah, let me look at the orc.
I examine the orc's corpse.
Was that survival to like inspect the orc or investigation? Investigation.
Would
right?
do medicine, investigation, or survival. They all give you slightly different things, but
Investigation
information
22.
19 for survival.
With those checks together, you guys happen to you just kind of roll him over, and you see that he sort of what face he has left is a face that just leaves you uncomfortable because the eyes are completely gone, but the rest of the face is almost melted. It looks like he was first struck with some sort of magic. Not to somewhat reminiscent of the magic that you probably used or you did use on the orc above. Obviously not the same one by any means, but a similar style of magic.
Okay.
And you also know that either the same thing that did this magic also started using this thing as a means of sustenance, or there's something else in the cave as well that was eating it. Not sure which.
Oh god.
Yeah. And you guys actually all happen to hear some laughter coming from the right path this time, and some moaning coming from the left path.
Real quick question. Are any of the things in this thing similar to me?
By things in the thing.
The like whatever we're hearing laugh or whatnot, is it similar to my self?
No.
Okay.
It seems much more childlike, maybe even it seems jokingly. And you've heard like these sorts of like you've heard tale before of like fey creatures and whatnot, but very rarely do fey creatures live or exist within deep mines because they tend to have a disgust for certain types of metals and iron.
Right.
So you're not sure, but you think it might be more akin to that than closer to more of what you are.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure
Yeah.
because I can tell when something like that is within 120 feet of us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So do we go towards the laugh or do we check out the weird moaning?
Is it weird moaning or is it someone sound like they're in pain?
It's like I'm not sure how well it's going to come through, but I'll try nonetheless.
Aren't they about the same?
And just hear sort of
Okay.
like sort of a that's all you can hear at the
Muffled.
distance. Yeah, but it's like a sort of a droning groan.
It's a Minecraft sound.
I guess we go. I never rolled a check to like check on the paths. If I see any like footprints or anything, what would that be?
Would be a survival.
Survival?
Yeah.
9. Oh no, 12. I couldn't tell if I was 9 or 6.
With a 12, you see that there are some footprints on the path that slopes up, the path that slopes down, and the path to the left that you hear moaning from.
Do we go to the moaning?
I mean, we are here looking for your father. It could be him.
I don't think it's him, but they may have him. I say we go to the moaning.
Alright.
As I start heading that way.
The left path.
Left
We'll
path.
follow suit.
Alrighty. And how would you like to go down this path? Like, would you like to try and go stealthily, or fairly quickly, or somewhere in the middle?
Stealthily, and also looking around as we're going down, since we all have dark vision, trying to
Yeah.
make sure there's no traps.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me stealths, and yeah, let me know what the stealth is, and then let me know after that.
I do not
Perception.
stealth.
I got a
uh,
10 on stealth.
I got a 7.
Oh man.
We're not stealthy today.
Our
guys.
knowledge checks are crazy.
I
Yeah,
mean-
for real though.
I mean, every other check has fit my character, which is kind of nice. But
I mean, it's also been nice so far to me because I'm like, oh, I made all this lore, so I'm not just bullshitting everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm just having to give it all immediately.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You don't get to hold on to it for long.
He said Lord Dump incoming. Chris 3 times this session.
Yeah, 3 pretty good nat 20s.
it's stuff my character would know, so it's kind of nice.
a nice lore, a nice steamy lore dump.
Yeah, a nice steamy lore dump. Are my favorite. Makes you feel satisfied afterwards. Alrighty. You guys approach down the path, and it's getting like, because a lot of the stone had been more smoothed down. This area seems to be very jagged, and like it looks like this one is a lot less well used and like actually worn down. So like it probably wasn't a mine that was used much. And you start to see why about 10 minutes walking down this path. As that there is a cave-in at the about like 10 minutes walking in, of where all of the rocks have just completely covered the path, and there is you don't even see if there is even something past the rock wall, or if this is just where the cave originally stopped.
Oh.
And getting there, you guys hear that the moaning is significantly louder. And you start looking around for it, so roll perception checks.
Okay. Oh, that ain't that good either.
Oh God! Well, there was not my nat 20s. Okay.
All right. Well, 3 total.
Oh,
I
I
got
got a 12.
13. I got 13.
alright, cool. Well, it rolled a 10 on stealth, so you won't be surprised as you see basically hiding behind one of the rocks when you guys go to get close to like the edge of the wall. Behind you pops this 3-foot tall, like fleshy abomination. It's just short statured, just mound of flesh, and somewhat humanoid, but most of its body is just a torso with a bunch of rotting holes all over it, and occasionally a worm in an open wound. It looks like a rotting corpse, but it smells so much worse. And I would like you guys to roll initiative, as it looks like this might be what was eating on that orc.
Nat 1.
Initiative is a D20. Oh,
That's a 3.
I got a 19. Because you had your dex, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
5
got
total.
19.
This is what we knew was gonna happen. We do it.
So you got a nat 1, Sheldon. What'd you say? You got
5 total.
That's what I thought. Just went to double check.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Chris, you would be first, as this thing looks at you guys with a hunger in its eye. and not much behind it.
Alright, I'd like to run up towards it and hit it in the jaw.
Which
Alright.
part's the jaw?
In the face. I don't know. What do you want me to just hit it somewhere in the chest? I don't know.
No, it's mostly torso, but it does still have a small head on top. So there is a jaw to hit. Just imagine like the least amount of neck humanly or inhumanly possible.
Does a 17 hit?
Abso-friggin-lutely.
Okay, there's 6 damage.
6 damage.
And then I will use my bonus action to unarm. Hit it again, so does a 21 hit?
No, it's too high.
Oh man, okay, well I miss, so that's
Obviously kidding.
we're gonna go those rules, 5 damage. That's
Bet.
the end of that's it.
Alright, you see as you punch it 2 good times in the face, that you basically, each time it's like punching gelatin, or like
Ugh.
bread that's been soaking in water for like
Oh,
a
that's
year.
nasty.
It just sort of squishes in and you don't really feel a connection to bone, but you still see as your like the damage definitely takes to it, like 100%. And it doesn't look great after taking those hits, but you were definitely expecting a more solid hit as opposed to the just squishy feeling you got upon hitting it. And that will bring us to this little fleshy boy's turn.
Don't like
Wait, it's
it.
not my turn? And then that one.
I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, wait, what? Did I fuck up? You see, is it upon getting punched in the face, it did not seem like that, just and it's gonna try and strike at you. I assume a 21 hits.
No, I
Holy
miss.
shit.
It's too
I
high.
rolled a 19. It
Okay.
literally has only a +2 to hit.
I
I
barrel
just
roll
got
backwards
really,
and I dodge.
Huh.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, cool. Now it hits me.
and you take 5 points of slashing damage as it
Oh
claws at you and just kind of gets you right in the thigh, and it just strikes at you, and you just have to just try and dodge, but you don't get enough away before it cuts into you. And that would bring us to Sheldon.
How close am I to it?
You're probably about 10, 15 foot away, not too far, because it was trying to hide, but it did not hide very well. It wanted to get a surprise on you guys, but it didn't.
I feel you. I'm on
a new level.
I guess I shall move up to it and attack it with my powers. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slash at it with my little sword.
Do it.
I need to be on this page. 14 to hit.
14 does hit.
Oh shit. Okay. And then 1d6.
It had 1 HP left. How would you
Oh.
like to finish it?
Okay. I want to just kind of bring down the sword and just straight cleave that shit in half.
You do so. As you strike through, you see that you get some of that squishy resistance that he ended up getting when he punched it as well, but your sword just slices through it, and it just sort of starts almost dissolving as you see as it ceases movement and just writhing into like a sort of gooish ichor.
I pull back and I'm just like, that's so gross. And then I
You know?
immediately pull out my sketchbook and try to sketch as quickly as I can what I remembered it looked like.
That's fair.
Should have just taken a turn to sketch it.
I should have, yeah.
But yeah, no, you can try and sketch it real quick. I'd say you can get a rough estimate of either the original form of it or this mush, if you would like the mush. The only thing is, you have no idea what color you're using because you can't see colors in the dark.
Hold up a torch to it real quick.
21 to sketch it out.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey.
You get like a almost perfect rendition of it.
I hold a fire over it real quick so you can see the color.
That it's sort of its skin on the outside is gray and like It definitely looks like it has not ever seen the light of day. And the rest of its insides are a mixture of just a black ichor and just the occasional chunks of like some sort of red fleshy substance.
That's
Alright, so I put all that in. I even put in like the little worm coming out of some of like the wounds and some flies and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, what's just happened? That was
I
weird.
don't know. What'd you do?
No, some random shit popped up on my computer.
Oh, fair.
oh,
Oh.
it'd be like that.
Gotta stop watching all that porn.
Right?
Viruses.
Do we still hear the moaning, or did it seem like it was coming from that?
It seems that the moaning was definitely coming from that creature.
Okay. got it.
Okay, that's good.
Wait, so you're telling me that this little creature killed an orc?
I don't think it was that little.
You can make that estimation if you want.
Or at least fed on it.
Yeah.
You can
Oh, it
guarantee
fed
that
on
it
it.
fed on it
Oh,
for sure.
Okay, okay, so we're not done with whatever lives here. Cool.
So as I finish sketching it out, so obviously we're not going down this path. Should we head back?
Is there another path or is this a dead
So-
end?
This is a complete dead end.
Okay, well then, yeah, I guess we have to head back. Let's go. And I would assume we're going a little faster now to get back.
Yeah. You make basically the trek back to the big room you were just in a matter of what, 5 minutes instead of the 10.
Yeah.
You basically have twice the speed that you had prior because you aren't trying to sneak this time.
So
You know, given that you dealt with the moaning
which path
situation.
then? Straight or to the left?
You have two paths straight, one that slopes up, one that slopes down, and one to the right.
The slope up had something going on with it, I believe, right? Or is it down?
You saw footsteps up and down and left, and you took care of the left, so you realized that was probably the footsteps of that creature. But you guys only picked up on like some footsteps, not enough to tell who or what it was, but you have up and down as your options for footsteps.
Should we explore multiple areas at the same time? Kind of just split up the party.
I was thinking the same thing, but
I mean,
we
we
have
have
to
these
be
handy
very
dandy
careful.
bracelets, so if anything goes
Yeah.
wrong, we can tell each other.
That is more.
Okay. Okay.
He's got Blaze. I can go with one of you, and Timothy can go with the other if you want, just so we're not completely split up.
Alright. So who's taking what? We drawing straws?
Guys, figure that out. Why? Go pee.
I will take his mother.
You know,
What?
normally that's an insult.
What do you mean?
I meant like paths.
I
know,
don't want Timothy.
Uh,
No offense, Timothy, but I just don't feel like you'd be useful.
I'll go with Timothy.
No, you're going with Blaze.
That's my bird. I gotta have more
Yeah.
than my bird.
No, literally, Malloy said you can go with Blaze, and then Timothy and your mother can go with someone else. That's what he said.
Oh,
wait.
wait. What?
Yeah, that's what Malloy said.
Wait, so Malloy told me to go by myself? Is that what he
You
said?
have your bird.
I just want to say I can be one shot.
You think I
Like,
can right now?
I have a total of 8 health.
You have more than me right now.
I mean, you can drink a health potion though. You have one. I can just hand you my other one. So how many paths are there?
3.
There's 3.
One sloped up in
So-
the middle, one sloped down in the middle with footprints both, and then one on the right.
Okay,
The
and
one
we
on the right had
have
laughs.
5 people with us. So you were saying I go by myself. That's because I have my bird.
Yeah, because your bird could probably help out a little bit.
Okay.
See, I told you.
Jesus. Okay. All right. Well,
No,
I'll...
that was just a suggestion. You guys can divvy
Yeah.
it up however you want.
I was thinking we just split up into 2 groups, not 3. Because I feel like nobody should be by themselves. 'Cause that's That's risky. Right.
It can be.
I'll go with Timothy, and I'll go up. If y'all
Alright.
want to take down. How
close.
do y'all think about
Fair
that?
enough.
Because it's what, the up, down, we've already gone left. Is there one to the right or behind us or something?
Well, the one behind you is the one you guys came out of, but there's also one to the right.
Got you.
Yeah, I just don't think I should go by myself.
Reasonable. Sure, you'd be fine.
I think I'll take the right path.
I'm going up as me and Timothy head off.
Now, are you going by yourself, or are you going with Chris and Mayrina?
I'll head by myself. I have my handy dandy bracelet.
All right.
Alright, I guess I'm going through the middle. Down.
All right. I will go through it.
Rule number
You
one
know, I'll
in
go in
D&D,
the way.
never split the party. Moving on.
Episode 2 of our D&D splits party. Roll initiative, just to decide who goes when, or which one I narrate first.
Okay.
16.
Okay. Initiative.
If we're adding anything, if we're just rolling base 13.
Another nat 1.
11.
Cool. And Taco's going last.
11.
All right, cool. And that will be where we leave off for this episode.
But why? I was going to
Good.
do things.
Good.
Yes,
Bye.
we will do things next time. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to another outing of our party. If you enjoyed and want to support us, like and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all at Imaginary Paradise. One word. Except for Twitter, which for whatever reason is only Imaginary Pair. And if you really, really love us, you can come donate to us on Patreon. We have some fun exclusives for you, and that can help us keep this thing going and improving. Thanks again for listening, everyone, and keep your imagination strong and your dice roll stronger. Stay chaotic.